What's up, Bulldogs? All right. It's kind of funny. A lot of you guys have said that what you're actually enjoying about this channel is seeing a man going through a midlife crisis and dealing with that. But yeah, it's funny because that's what I'm going to do today. Well, not really, but I want to talk about kind of what I've been thinking about in terms of goals and where to go from here, because I have been kind of stuck. I'm still a little bit stuck. Now I've made some progress. I've rebooted, obviously with this channel, and I have an idea of what I really want to be doing in terms of creating these high quality scripted videos, doing the editing myself, and in doing the relationship coaching, and I'm doing the podcast with my wife. So there are things that are moving in the right direction, but overall, I've been sort of aimless, right? I don't have really big goals. And the thing about that I would say about that, and this is something that, again, along this topic of what you face as you get older as a man, is this idea that the reason why I don't really have big goals that I'm driving towards is that there's not really stuff that I really, really want. You know what I mean? I've got, and I built up my wealth to a degree. Now, obviously, I do want to increase that, and one of the biggest things weighing on me right now is getting to a point where I'm not concerned about the business income and how this business is going to function as I've shifted and changed things and cut off a lot of my revenue streams for this business. Okay, but I've got the wife, right? I'm married. And I'm happily married this time around. So I'm not interested in impressing other women or anything like that. So I've built a physique. I've done the things. I have, experienced some degree of fame. It's like, I don't really have anything that I'm just like super, I just really, really want to do this, or I want to be this. And so that's made it difficult to really set an ambitious goal. Before, I was driving towards things, hey, I want to get 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. I want to make this amount of money. I want to be able to retire. I want to, get these girls or do these things, right? And it's like, at this point, there's nothing that's really, really pushing me to do that. It almost becomes now the worst motivator, which is a motivator of fear, like the fear of loss. Like, I don't want to lose things, right? I have to live up to the thing, which creates the unnecessary stress. And that's where, it kind of downward spirals. So anyway, with all that said, what I'm really talking about here and what I've been thinking about is that I really just need to reorganize my life at this point and get back on a program, back on a schedule, set some tangible goals, and start pushing towards those goals. Because I know that if I were giving someone else advice and I were coaching a guy, I would say, look, all that really matters is you're driving towards some kind of goal that you have created meaning out of. And if you're driving and pushing towards that goal, you are going to feel good about that. And, all progress is imaginary, right? In the sense that all of the things that we think are important, we really just, they're arbitrary, right? I talk about this all the time. It's like, why is a marathon 26.2 miles? And why does it matter if you run it in 4 hours or under 4 hours or whatever time that you want to go for? It doesn't really matter at all. It's all completely arbitrary. It's just kind of silly, right? Look at the game of basketball. I mean, people become professional basketball players. Okay, I want you to think about how ridiculous being a professional basketball player is. Now, again, suspend your disbelief for a second and just hear me out. Okay, being a professional basketball player, the game of basketball, okay, like the level at which people respect basketball players, and again, I understand why. I'm not totally naive, but is crazy when you think about what basketball is. It is literally taking a bouncy ball, bouncing it down the court and trying to throw it into a hoop. Okay, we've created so much meaning behind that. It's like Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball players of all time. It's like, but all it is literally throwing a ball into a hoop and bouncing it down the court, right? So that's what I'm saying, is that I'm not saying it's not meaningful, and I'm not saying that, look, and again, basketball is a proxy for, athletic achievement, but again, it's a very domain-specific athleticism, right? So it's not like someone who can play basketball at a high level is a warrior. He can go out and fight and kill. That's you see what I'm saying? It doesn't quite map to other domains. So my point in all this is not to denigrate basketball, although I don't really watch professional sports because I think it's a waste of time. But my point is to say that, look, we create meaning out of things that are really just silly. I mean, when you think about the game of basketball, any real sport for the most part, aside for boxing or something like that, it's kind of just silly, right? It's a game. It's a game we made up why this is relevant, why this is important. And so all of life is sort of like that, right? Everything you're trying to achieve, right? This YouTube, creating videos on here, it's this game. Like there's some relevance here that I've made up. Now, yeah, some things are connected to money and whatnot, but my point is that we set these goals, and these goals are arbitrary. It doesn't matter. It just matters that you have something. You've created some kind of meaning out of something in your life, and that's something that I have been struggling with lately because I haven't had something that I really want to push and drive towards. And the thing that's been motivating me is a fear of loss, which is true. That is not a good motivator. It's a good way to procrastinate. So you got to have something that it's pulling you forward. So what I'm going to do is work on sort of organizing my life a little bit more. I've kind of already taken some of those steps, and that's good. But take it to the next level. Make sure I get back onto a routine. I really need to be on a fitness routine that is more regimented again, a work routine that's more regimented again, a specific goal that I'm going towards that's more regimented, and just focus on those things. And so, yeah, take what you will from it. Also, I have to tell you, I am still doing the Bulldog Mindset membership. I think we've got a call this Saturday, the monthly Q&A call. Really good group of guys, tons of lessons on there, and the mindset, on improving your physique, improving with women, all that kind of stuff that I don't really talk about as much on this channel, just because, some things have moved on for me in my life. We come back to that stuff, we might at some point. But my point is, go check it out if you haven't. There's a link down below. And if you're not sure, you just want to see where you're at, take the Bulldog quiz, and that's also down below. And yeah, I appreciate any kind of support that you guys give me. A lot of you guys are the real OGs that are subscribed to the channel, that are watching these videos, and I appreciate it. You've been with me for a long ride, and and I have to say that I do appreciate that a lot of you guys have stuck with me, and you see the value there in what I have to offer. And it's hard. It's hard in the sense that sometimes I do wake up and I'm like, what do I really have to offer? What am I really actually good at? I talk on YouTube. I give my opinion on things. I know there's more to it than that, but it just, yeah, it helps to have some support as I'm kind of figuring out this next speed. I mean, I know what's coming is going to be great. It's just, last night I had one of those nights where I was like, I don't want to be a public figure anymore. I don't want to talk to people, make videos, and it's like, and that's, I don't know. But I thought about it more, and I was like, I think the reason why I felt like that, and the reason why it seemed like that to me last night, was because I feel like I have to do it sometimes, and it's like, that's why I kind of want to figure all this stuff out. I feel like if I get everything, my ducks in a row here, and I got some goals and objectives, then the time, well, let me put it this way, okay? The times when I feel the most like making videos, and the videos are the best and the most authentic, and I don't even really care if anyone watches it because it's about making the videos, is when I am pushing forward in life. When I'm I don't even have to be winning, but I'm trying to conquer. I've got objectives I'm going after, because that's when I can talk about the stuff that I'm going through as I'm on that journey, and the things I'm figuring out along the way. So, and maybe this is one of them, because, hey, I mean, this video is sort of about that, but it's more meta. But yeah, that's kind of where I've come to. And before some of you guys, is John, he's whining again. I'm not whining, guys. Like, I'm not, I've done a lot of things I've accomplished a lot of things. I'm sharing with you the honest truth, like the story that I'm going through. And this is a documentation of this journey. And we'll see as things progress where things go. But it is part of the journey, and it is part of the honesty of it, which is something that I have to do. I have to be honest with you guys, because if I'm not, how are you going to trust me? And how can I even trust myself if I'm not being honest on this camera when I'm talking? I can say that everything's great, and what good will that do? And again, I'm not complaining. I'm not depressed by any means, but I was depressed before. I do feel like that, but it's still not. Things are not where I want them to be, and I haven't figured out my exact direction. I've got a lot more clarity, and I am making some progress in those areas. I am feeling good about some things, but there's still some work to be done here, and I will do the work.